Here he comes.
Hi, I'm Ron Jackson Auer. I'm a filmmaker and adventurer who loves to document my travels. In April 2023, my family and I spent 10 days touring Morocco. Follow me as I show you what I saw and felt on this journey. We are on our way to
the largest mall in Africa, La Corniche.
and there are no seatbelts. What do you think about the no seatbelts in this taxi?
I'm assuming that the last people in the back seat took them when they flew out the door.
You'll see us or not see us in the next shot. So, we never got to step foot in the mall. You see, Mom, Dad, and I landed in Casablanca a day before my sister. We spent our first night at this upscale hotel and woke up the next morning wanting to explore the city. We told the driver to drop us off at the mall, but once we got there, the mall was closed. So instead of exploring the largest mall in Africa, we spent the next 2 hours walking the shore and people watching. After a bland first day, I was excited for the trip to officially begin. We were scheduled to visit the only mosque open to non-Muslims. Sadly, I got sick the night before and had to take it easy. So, I skipped the tour and spent the long car ride after catching up on some much-needed sleep. It is 2:55. We are currently at a rest stop. I'm feeling a little bit better than I did the other day, but I still feel kind of nauseous and kind of weak. Chefchaouen, nicknamed the Blue City, is located in northern Morocco. Still not feeling great, I skipped the tour and instead got a snack with our driver Rashid. The five of us reunited in time to watch the sunset from the terrace. Check out that sunset behind me. Even though I wasn't feeling really good today, I definitely still enjoyed my time, and this is a great way to end the day. You can hear everybody chanting.
It's really cool. So spooky back here.
A little creepy at first. You're like, someone's getting murdered. After the sunset, we ate dinner at the house and went to bed. I wish we had instead eaten in the town, which would have given us more time to explore, especially since we'd be leaving early the next morning. Because I hadn't seen the Medina, Mom and I concocted a plan to wake up early and walk around. When the time came, Lexi joined us, and we hustled to get into town and back before breakfast. Where is he? This dog's following us. It's sad because you can't pet the dogs or cats here. If I were to visit Morocco again, I'd definitely spend more time in Chefchaouen. The travel company told us we didn't need more than a day here, and I'll be the first to say that is not true. Considering half of the prior day was spent just getting here, we didn't have nearly enough time. Consequently, it made this morning all the more special. The three of us held ourselves accountable to wake up early and make the most of our time. And that's a decision I'll never forget.
Thank God Lex, we got you.
We stopped at a few places on the way to our next city. The first was the Roman ruins, which we mainly saw because Dad wanted to. It was nice to get out of the car, but truthfully the ruins were nothing to write home about. This statement is supported further by the fact that my best shot was of this father carrying his daughter on his back. Our driver Rashid knew the owner of a food joint and took us there for lunch. As you'll see throughout Morocco, they were prepping the raw meat out in the open. But what really surprised me was the animal corpses hanging casually, not unlike you'd hang clothes on a line to dry. Aesthetics aside, this meal was unquestionably fresh. The smells of smoke and spice plentiful, and the folks were kind. This is our bathroom. We got the shower. We got the sink. And then window to the outside. The bedroom. Say hi, Lexi. And then, of course, I want to get a look at this door. Fes is Morocco's oldest city and served as the capital into the 1900s. Home to countless artisans and craftsmen, Fes is rich in culture and art. We were scheduled to start the day with a tour of the King's Palace, but Lexi and I were desperate for some outdoor time with no agenda. So Mom and Dad went with our driver and tour guide while Lexi and I walked around a local garden. The garden served as a much-needed break from all the driving and moving and put us in a good headspace to welcome the full day ahead.
Longer here.
How do you perfect it? Sand it?
Yes.
Yeah,
To put it back like this, then to air dry for 2 weeks, and then go to the oven. From beginning to end, if you want order, some pieces you have to wait for us 1 month. It makes tagine.
I think being enthralled with all that we saw, I forgot to film much of what we did that day. But besides the ceramics, I did get some shots of the tannery. Now, for those of you who don't know, tanneries are where animal skin is turned into leather for leather goods. Fes has some of the most famous tanneries in the world, so visiting one is a must-see. But full disclosure, the smell is powerful, and not in a good way. Customarily, employees give you mint leaves to carry with you, which do help, but can only do so much. All that said, this day was packed with some amazing highlights and was probably the most impactful in my understanding of Moroccan culture.
You might need to get out of the car.
No, I want to get the fact that he's in.
Oh my God!
Do that. Okay, another one. Be careful to your.
He just took it in my hand.
And we have people also in September and in the beginning of November.
Okay, this is the shower. I have never showered in anything that looks anything like this. See, what are your thoughts on the shower?
Pretty dang cool.
Wow.
Was that good? No?
Said like a true poet.
Oh, probably I didn't even know it.
So I'm outside where the pool is. We're just about to leave, I think. And it's such a shame because yesterday the pool was not looking too good. Like it hadn't been maintained in a minute. But this morning I'm hearing what I assume to be like the filters or the purifiers. And the pool is looking really nice actually. So it kind of sucks because it's going to reach 100 degrees today. There's a nice pool here. We could have sat outside, but instead we're going to be out in the desert. Look at that. Look at the spices. We spent 2 hours exploring the market. I didn't get much footage here because Moroccans aren't accustomed to being videoed, and even a simple shot like this one drew some attention. How are you? Thank you. So I thought it best to put the phone away and just focus on the moment. In late afternoon, we were packed like sardines into a 4x4 and taken farther into the Sahara. There, we became acquainted with our dromedaries, also known as Arabian camels, and mine had some attitude. You okay with that? Okay. Whoa. Oh, okay. Whoa. I'm currently on top of a camel in the middle of the desert in Morocco. Dromedaries are different from camels in that they have a single hump instead of two. They are valued animals in the Sahara because they can carry heavy loads and travel long distances without water. We stopped at one of the countless sand mountains and climbed our way to the top. We were offered sandboarding, and I was the only one to take up the challenge. Though I did begin to question myself after I was instructed to sit on the board and was not strapped in any way. I'm just gonna put that down so it doesn't hit me.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You got it, Ron.
We're ready.
You got this guy. I think it's a world's record. Whoa! Whoa! Bye-bye. Bye.
Yeah.
All the way up the other side.
Yay! I did it! I missed again. Oh, it's frozen. This is gonna be fun, getting back on the camel. When booking the trip, Mom and Dad looked at pictures, but unbeknownst to them, those pictures were of the newer tents, not the authentic Berber tents they had booked. To make matters more interesting, we showed up and were the only ones at the campsite, which made for a somewhat uneventful evening, but we did get to watch the constellations and just take in the whole thing, which was pretty amazing. The Todra Gorges are a series of canyons created from the Todra River carving its way through limestone. This was another stop that we didn't spend close to the amount of time it required. And that's a shame because this place felt special. These canyons developed over centuries and will continue to develop long after we're gone. Interacting with something so withstanding reminds you just how short-lived your life is. So make the most of the time you have here, and don't get too hung up on your problems. bit chilly this morning. I'll take you to the top. There's Mom in that room right there. She just left. Oh, there's the hotel from the backside. It's a bit cooler this morning, and by a bit I mean a lot, especially since yesterday it was over 100 degrees and now it's like not even 65 right now, which is why I'm wearing two shirts, my sweatshirt I left in the car. As I was telling Lexi this morning, we go to these places, and in these specific places, it's beautiful, right? I mean, this field is gorgeous, but as soon as you leave this immediate area, there's nothing. It's barren, desert for miles and miles and miles. Standalone houses or like abandoned villages, but like nothing really else. This is all to say that it's evident how traveling isn't always about vacationing. It's not always about luxury and enjoying yourself. Sometimes it's about simply being in an area that you wouldn't otherwise be in and immersing yourself in cultures that are just vastly different than your own. Eating food that you might not like because it's just not in your palate, but at least you can say you've tried it. So this trip definitely has felt more like a proper traveling experience as opposed to a vacation. That's the hotel right there. We stopped to get lunch near Ait Benhaddou, a fortified village made of mud clay. Like with the Todra Gorges, Ait Benhaddou was treated as a stop, not a stay, which meant that we weren't given a lot of time to just explore. If I had to do it over, I would have revised the itinerary to put more weight on these so-called stops, even if it meant skipping supposed must-sees like the markets or the ruins. talking with my friend.
Hello.
You can
Muhammad.
Yeah,
My name
introduce
is
yourself.
Muhammad.
Introduce yourself also.
Okay.
He and I have been talking about religion and life and destiny, and I said because he was saying how one day he may own his own riad, or at least that would be a goal
Future.
in the future. And I said, okay, Muhammad, if you do own your own riad, and I hope that you do because you're a great guy,
Thank you.
these pools that we keep seeing at riads, they aren't warm. And what did you
Just for decoration, just for selling the riads. It's not a real pool. This is
It's
like
just decoration.
just decoration and for taking pictures and all, and put it on Instagram. That's all. Most of it.
I knew it! I feel so validated. I took this trip back in April, and since then I've attempted to edit this footage multiple times, only to take a long break each and every time. I think it's taken me this long to finish this movie because I had mixed feelings about this trip and didn't know what story I wanted to tell. Now, 9 months later, I think I found the answer. This trip was not a vacation. This was a true travel experience. The primary purpose of a vacation is to enjoy yourself, be it beach time, clubbing, or ziplining. While the purpose of travel is to understand, experience a different way of living, try new foods, learn the culture. I don't think trips need to strictly fall into one category or the other. Most people, I'm sure, like a balance of the two. Sadly, I felt this trip didn't really have that perfect balance. It was heavy on the learning and light on the leisure, and not enjoying that was a huge wake-up call for me. Did I even like traveling, or did I really like vacationing disguised as traveling? There were days like Fes where I loved learning about the different trades, while other days would have benefited from being less passive and more active. How cool it would have been to go rafting in the Atlas Mountains and not just seeing them from the car window. This is all to say that with every trip I've had, I've learned something new. With Costa Rica, I learned to take risks. With the Dominican Republic, I learned that people matter more than place. And with this trip, I learned that traveling is different than vacationing. Whether your purpose is to have fun or to learn, I found that when you operate outside your comfort zone, you're bound to do a bit of both.